Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Trish. Today's video is going to be about my labor and delivery story. No, my labor did not go at all like I planned. I planned a nice, natural, peaceful labor, unmedicated, and my son was going to come and we were going to cuddle and go home on clouds of butterfly and honey. That is not at all what happened. I started vlogging some of it. I'm going to put those videos here now so you can see them. I just got to the hospital. It's like 8 p.m. I'm about to change into my hospital gown and yeah, let's get this show on the road. So it's midnight. Baby's still not here and we're still going. Alright guys, so it is like 3 a.m. Baby boy's still not here, but the contractions are getting more closer together. They're hurting now. Like I thought they were hurting before. Nah, I was being a bitch before. So yeah, they're getting a lot closer together. And while I am waiting for them to get dangerous, I guess, I'm doing homework. So I'm submitting as much of my papers as I can now while I still can before he gets here. Yeah, so it is 7:34 a.m. Still no baby, and I am exhausted. Like I am at this point, I'm dead. But I'm working on my essay. I still have to do schoolwork. I've been doing it this whole time and just keeping it going. So next update will be soon. They checked my cervix just now. Hey man, that shit hurt like a... Anyway, I was only like 2 centimeters dilated, 50% effaced, so gotta keep waiting. Alright guys, so it is midday. 10 hours later. And these contractions, my water broke like 3 hours ago. These contractions are no joke. Ooh, I look like I'm... Ooh, oh my goodness. These contractions are 10 of 10. Definitely recommend. And it's like too, I'm so tired. I'm so tired because I stayed up all night submitting all my papers, all my assignments for this week, just in case I won't be able to do them later this week. So I did all that last night and I'm just so exhausted and hungry. The only thing I can have is ice chips. So I'm definitely having a good time. Yes, so after all that happened, right? So I checked into the hospital on the 4th of March at around like 8 p.m. that night. My contractions at that time was like 10 minutes apart for 20 to 30 seconds, and they were bearable, but I was qualified to get admitted. So you know, I was admitted. Me and Jackson, we were admitted. From there, the contractions throughout the night were pretty consistent, still pretty far apart, 10 minutes for 20 to 30 seconds, but they were bearable. So they were bearable enough that I was like doing my homework. I was walking around trying to get him down or trying to get him to do something. Burst the water, Jackson, let's get out, you know. The next morning my water broke at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. on March 5th, that was when my water broke. Pretty excited because I'm like, yes, he's coming. I'm gonna cuddle him and it's gonna be all sunshine and rainbows. No. Yeah. So my water broke, but I was still at like 4 centimeters dilated, 80% effaced from the night that I checked in. So like what, 8 p.m. to 8. So that was 14 hours in the hospital and I was only 4 centimeters. It wasn't bad though. My doctor was like, all right, we're gonna help you along, so we're gonna give you some Pitocin. So they administered Pitocin through my IV, and you know, that was supposed to speed along the contractions, help me to dilate some more so I can get things going. You know, my nurse, before she gave it to me, she was like, this is the devil's semen. you need to breathe through these contractions because you know that pitocin tend to make the contractions worse than how they would be if you try to go naturally. I didn't know what she meant. She was like devil semen. I was like, lady, look here, I've been pregnant for 2 years, run this kid needs to come out, you understand? I figured out what she meant later because the pitocin was administered. The contractions definitely got closer together, like they got up to 5 minutes apart for a minute long. Look here, them contractions, honey, them contractions ain't no joke. You hear me? It's no joke. So if you're going naturally, you better be strong mentally, and you better be, I don't know, you can't just decide on a whim to go natural. It's good. No. Anyway, so 8 p.m. that night, no baby. So that was 24 hours of labor. The contractions were still 5 minutes apart. By 8 p.m. now, I did get up to 8 centimeters dilated, 100% effaced, but I couldn't push because you have to be at 10. By that time, the contractions, I was so exhausted because 24 hours of labor. Look here, man, I was like, I need something, help me. I don't want epidural, but if you have like something that can help me out, I'll take it. So they gave me like something that numbs my whole body. So I was able to get some sleep, which thankfully I needed because look here, them contractions, I was getting fed up, I'm not gonna lie. So when I started getting conscious from that injection that they gave me to like ease the pain, the contractions came back full tenfold, you hear me? So it helps. That injection they gave me helped for like a little bit, but when the contractions started coming back, I was like, I can't do this. I remember specifically like, I can't make it stop, I can't do this. And my sergeant, she was there with me, she was like, you don't have a choice. What you mean? He gotta come out, dead or alive. So get your shit together, Black. And I was like, you're right, Sergeant, you're right. So I was there breathing through. But then like an hour later, I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, I cannot do this. I started crying. I was like, make it stop. I can't take it no more. I was like, run the epidural. Is it too late? They were like, no, you can get it. I was like, run it, I need it. So anyway, I got the epidural, which I didn't get to film. I think that was where I stopped filming because I was like, I can't, there's no film. And then I was alone there too, so there was like nobody to like vlog me and make me look, you know. So yeah, I was like, no, run the epidural. I am tired, I am exhausted. I labored mostly in my back, which I think made it a whole lot worse. I was like, I cannot. I was turning in that hospital bed. I prayed to Jesus on the cross. Listen, yeah. So I was like, run the epidural, I need it now. So anyway, for the epidural, basically you just have to sit really still. I don't know how I did it because I was hurting so bad that I was just like shaking, like, oh my god, I was traumatized. 24 hours of labor, I was like out of it. I was shaking from the pain. I did have a contraction though while they were trying to insert the needle like in my spine, and they were like, Miss Black, you have to sit still. And I was like, I'm trying, sir, I'm trying. But anyway, after a couple of tries, the first try they missed. After like the first 2 tries, they got it in, epidural kicked in. It was immediate relief. It actually kicked in the middle of a contraction, so I just felt it like, just like an exhale went over my body. I was able to breathe and it felt so good. So after that though, we were still, they checked me after that because you know the limit, the amount of times they can check you after your water break, just to minimize any, you know, potential for infection. So when they checked me, I was still 8 centimeters. God, my son was hanging on for dear life in there. That boy did not want to come out. Anyway, so they checked, I was still 8 centimeters, and my doctor was like, hey, hang in there. It has to be soon. You're at 8 centimeters, you gonna make it. Alright? You're gonna make it. So I was like, alright, if you say so. Because the epidural was kind of like, it wore just a little bit. I don't know how to explain. Like, it wore off just a little bit, so I was feeling a little bit of pain, but it was enough to where I was like, I'm panicking. I don't want to feel this pain at all. Like, make it completely go. You know, at like 9:30 that night, 9:30, 10 o'clock, baby boy went into D cells. My heart rate dropped. So we were both just like, yeah, my heart rate dropped. So they were like, okay, that was, at that point, shit just got completely wild. Like, a bunch of nurses and doctors rushed in. Dr. Miller rushed in. They were like, okay, you need to get on all fours. So they like flipped me on my stomach. So I was on all fours on the bed. They gave me an oxygen mask, and they were massaging my belly and all sort of shit to try to get his heart rate. I don't know if it's because they couldn't find his heartbeat or what, but his heart rate dropped. They were more worried about him. They were like, all right, get on all fours, oxygen, take deep breaths. They watched it for a little bit and nothing was happening. His heart rate was still in D cells. So my doctor was like, listen, you're stressed out. You've been in like 26 hours of labor at that point. Baby's in distress. He needs to come out. So we need to do a C-section to get him out. I was like, shit, all right, bet. So once I said, all right, cool, bet, it was like things got more fast from there. So like, they gave me another injection in my epidural to like numb me some more. That, when they gave me that one, I didn't feel shit. Other than pressure, I didn't feel nothing. So they did that. My sergeant was coming in. Hi, Sergeant Harris was coming into the operating room with me, so she changed over real fast, and then we went in. Jackson was born at 10/16. He's precious. I'll put a picture right here of my precious so you can see. We spent 3 days in the hospital because I suffered from immune thrombocytopenia, something like that. ITP is what it's known of for short. So basically, I had no platelets in my body to help me clot. So after I did that surgery and I came back, Jackson had to go get checked out because he had like a murmur, and you know, they had to height and weight and check him to make sure everything is functioning, 10 fingers, 10 toes, and give him his whatever he was supposed to get, vitamin K and Hep B. I think. Got back to my room. They gave me a catheter, which was very weird feeling going in, very weird, because I couldn't move my legs because of the thing that they gave me so I could do the surgery. And I was still pretty doped up from that. They gave me a bag of oxytocin to get my milk to come in. I think it's for my milk. I don't know what they give you oxytocin for. I think it's to get your milk to come in. Funny story, later that night, right, like in the middle of the night, I pressed the call button for my nurse. She came in and I asked her, I was still pretty doped up, you know. I asked her, I was like, did you guys deliver my placenta? And she was like, yes, why? She was like, why are you asking me that weird question? T, she called me T. And I was like, because I think I delivered it. I think I just delivered my placenta. She was like, no, there's no way. And I was like, no, yes. There is something between my legs, because I couldn't move my legs, and because of the surgery I couldn't like lift up my body to see like what the hell was all I know is I felt this big chunk of soft something. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I just delivered my placenta. So she looked, and it was this fat fucking like this, I'm sorry, did I say fucking? Delete that. This fat clot, like it was this big. It was so big I thought it was my placenta. I was like, how the hell did that come out of my hoo-ha? Like, how? But then, you know, it's blood clots. It probably just like squeezed out. I don't know. So when she saw that, she immediately ran to get Dr. Miller, and they gave me like 2 pills and 1 injection to slow down the bleeding, because I was bleeding pretty bad. I was bleeding hard. They checked back in an hour and they weren't satisfied with what they saw. So Lola, that's my nurse, hi Lola, she came back with something else. to stick me with again, and I was like, please no. I was like, no, I cannot take one more injection. And Lola looked me dead in the face and she was like, do you want to die? And I was like, no. And she was like, well, okay then, turn over on your butt. So she kind of like lifted up my leg because I couldn't move. So she lifted up my leg, stuck me on the booty with whatever that was to slow down the bleeding, and that pretty much helped. I mean, it was pretty heavy still for like the next hour or so, and then it stopped. It didn't stop, it got to a normal level. We spent 3 days, the 5th, so the 6th, 7th, we got discharged that Sunday, the 8th of March, and we came home. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions about anything else that I might have missed, put it in the comments below and I'll answer, or you can send me a message directly on Facebook or Instagram. I'll answer there too. And thank you for watching. Stand by for my next video. Jesus, when I mean stand by, I mean stay tuned for my next video.